Hey, welcome back to another tutorial on how I get a radiator working on the car. It's not gospel, it's not the how to. So we had this radiator on the model, and we selected the radiator and we moved selection to proxy like we did the doors and everything else, and now we brought the proxy in of the radiator here, and we positioned it, and we have positioned it here. Now, much like when we did wheels, what I'm doing is giving it the inventory slot car radiator, so it will go in all the cars, just much like the Bohemia. So what I've done, I've the class car. Where's the vehicles config? Do you know? Sorry about this. It should be more prepared, you would think. Yeah. So I've classed. Excuse me. I've copied class car radiator. Took the class here that it's inherited. So I've copied that word for word, then made some changes to the model here. Copied in there radiator starts here, named it after the name of the model here, I said earlier, and I've given it the inventory slot for the car radiator there. Then in the Stratos scripts, I've copied the car radiator script where it extends inventory super item, and then it defines everything that it needs to add, attach on selection, etc. So it's recognized a radiator. What I haven't done and should do now is do the let's find that. What was it? Car radiator, wasn't it? Excuse me. First time I've searched tonight, so it's going to take its time. So I'm going to get the animation for when we get hold of it in our hands. I thought I was. There it is. Keep forgetting now what radiator Stratos. There it is. So I need to put that there, duplicate of that, take that, can't just do it like that, can I? Because can you see it says two-handed there? I don't know if I can just slot that in. Now then, let's see. We will soon find out if we can do that. DayZ item behavior config error equals player. Now this is new to me, so although I have just discovered that, I wonder if it's just case of taking that. Probably break all of DayZ. This is just me thinking out loud. Item behavior set. See, there's lots of profiles there, isn't there? So what we'll do for now, and we'll discuss this another time, we'll just call it an heavy item behavior for now. Although it's not strictly, it is today. We'll use them same anons and give it that, so when we pick it up we'll see, and then later on we'll do a two-handed config in another tutorial or something. But okay, so we've extracted that now. So what we need is, there's the visual LOD that we extracted and the view pilot LOD, so when you're in first person and you're looking at it in your hands, you'll see the same basically. We've done a geometry here, we've selected the component, we've weighed it in at 25 kilos because somewhere in the config, let's see why we decided weight is 2000. I don't understand this. It's 2000 there, 2000 grams, that's 2 kilo weight. Yeah, in this mass I've set it at 25. What, I don't know where, I am not the authority on that, but officially it should be 2 kilo like that. But it's silly because we just set it as an heavy item, haven't we? View geometry. Now we've got radiator here because when we're looking at it, if we look here, slot name equals car. No. Ghost icon radiator. Why have we put radiator? Let's find out. Excuse me again. There. To fill the coolant, the string the radiator selection name it's looking for is radiator. Now in its memory here, in the car, sorry, in the car's memory here, we should have radiator there. Yeah, but in here, when it looks at for this object here, it's looking for radiator. Here. Now I used to think that in the car here it wanted the word radiator in here. It doesn't. It's car radiator it needs in there for refilling. But here, string selection name radiator. I used to think was a memory point in the car, but it's not. It's the view geometry name of the radiator itself, apparently. We're looking now. View geometry of the car here. We get radiator, and that's the proxy in, and it's called in the view geometry for the last time radiator. Okay. Now we also look at radiator. Here, find attachment by car. Slot name car radiator. So again, the slot name, which is what here, car radiator. If we look again in the scripts, slots, you can actually find it. Sorry, I don't know why I've got any zombie stuff open. Slot car radiator. So it's looking for that slot, and in the car here we will have that slot car radiator there. Just get the syntax right. Capital C. It does make a difference. Okay, so in the car we'll go through. We have the visual LOD that points to the radiator itself. So we'll get the radiator up there. View show proxy object. So that's the radiator there in red. You'll note in the geometry level there's nothing to do. Don't need anything. In memory we have car radiator point here, which I will do the syntax again. Upper lowercase correct. Car radiator. We don't have anything that says radiator itself for now. If something goes wrong, like you can't refill online or something, we'll name that radiator. My nemesis. In the view geometry of the car radiator, the slot, so that always remains on the car. It is this that will disappear when we take the radiator off. So when we approach the car with a radiator in the hand, this slot will be ready to take what we have. In the fire geometry there's nothing at the moment. What we should have in fire geometry, because in our fire geometry here we have a component, then in the fire geometry of the car, in order to create an effect when we hit it, should be the proxy radiator. So, and there it is. So when we hit it with a bullet, it will make an effect. To prove that, we want to add a material from DayZ data penetration. I don't know, let's give it something simple again, like meat and bones, so when we hit it we know that it's registered. I'll save that. So in the radiator itself we have that, we have a geometry mask we went through, memory points here, bounding box. Somebody told me now that do your bounding box as a copy of the geometry, then take your extremities and then bounding box max and min in the corners there. I think it's for when it's positioned somewhere using you know, the XML file, so it knows not to place them overlapping other objects or something. Right, so in the config we have the overridden car as we went through. Weight 2000 grams. Must be empty. Rotation flags, which dictates when you put it on the ground after taking it out which way it goes, up and down, left, right. 32 they must have lost. Then we have the proxy radiator part. So it's a proxy part, not a proxy vehicle part, you'll note. So you need to inherit that class, fetch it in, parse the proxy part, and then inherit from it. And that slot also has a car radiator. So let's pack that up. Let's get it from here, copy it, paste it to the server files, and let's play online as we should have been doing. Should always do this. It tests your physics, so your tires screech and all that. You don't get a real reflection doing it on a local server like me, but you do get a better reflection than offline. You shouldn't test offline. Gives you no real data at all. So we find our. I've done a tutorial. I'll refresh it on how to get yourself online. I'm going to practice on my racetrack, which is my next tutorial, how to make a map. Well, sorry, that's insulting to those that have spent years making maps. How to start making a map. Actually making a map takes years. You see, them map makers really are artists in their own right, aren't they? Right, okay, so we're in game online. We can see the radiator and take it out already because I haven't done any scripting yet. There's the radiator down there. Oops. See, when we hit it, our hands bled. Wonder if are there any bullets in this noise alert? Yeah, can you see the blood? We did the same for the hood, didn't we? Let's just check. I don't know why I'm saving that. I don't know what we changed. Proxy hood. Just to remind myself that we set the. You can tell I'm consistent, can't you? Look, I put meat and bones on the hood too. I've done it before, so I'm consistent. Right, so put the gun away, please. God, I hate you've got to be so. Take the radiator out. Spawn another, like an aider. So it should. Whoa! Look at the Michael Jackson in. It's 1.2 is Barber, isn't it? I wonder why I can't take it out of the aider. Because we're online, it's like the head is scripted properly. get it out now. Give me the... We've got nothing in our hands, have we? No? So we're missing something there, aren't we? Let's just test with a... God, it's lagging online like that. That's okay there. It's a little... It's not... The geometry of the hood isn't the best, is it? Can't take that hood off, can we? No. We need to redefine that hood, don't we? You have to open it first. It's supposed to be a tutorial. Can't even get it off. Right, so let's spawn a... right at the top of my head, car radiator. It's about there, isn't it? You know, so it's holding it okay, isn't it? Look at how it's Michael Jackson in there. Something's seriously wrong there. So we've got a little problem with our radiator where it won't actually come off there, will it? Open our radiator. It's because we don't need that. I wondered if that's supposed to be car radiator rather than radiator, but we have that there. Answers on a postcode. I'm infamous for radiator being my nemesis. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to grab our radiator, if it lets us. It doesn't even show, does it? The strange thing is, it works okay in ours. What I want to test is put it in. Now it'll be empty now, won't it? So let's spawn a bottle of water. Just saw it then. Yeah. It actually refills okay. There's nothing in the bottle now though. The gasoline. Do they come full of water or petrol, isn't it? Right, so to me everything there like there. It's on a local server, by the way. God, I haven't seen that in an armor game for a long time. So that looks okay there, doesn't it? I wonder if it's because, no it can't be. That's got everything there, hasn't it? Touch is okay as well. Still wanna... Well, that's weird. It's something to do with the geometry of the car, obviously. Can you see that there? It's all the geometries, isn't it? It's how you can see it now when you look down there. I wonder if it's because you don't really need that, and whoever told me that was talking shit. Let's delete that. Save it. Radiator, component 1, yep. Fire geometry. They would put meat and bones on it, maybe that made it not work. Let's close those two down. Delete that. Delete that. Just to stop any confusion, I'm going to go into view geometry here. I mean, that looks thin anyway, doesn't it? Just move it up to about there. Did we change the syntax or anything in here? We didn't, did we? It's still lowercase radiator. The touches there and okay, so I think the car itself is okay. Config seems okay. Car radiator, radiator stratos. We did give it less weight. That was 32. I mean, clutching at straws, whether that... What I'm trying to do is fix it back in the... Ada. Something in the Ada doesn't like it, does it? Do we make it a bit bigger like that in the view geometry? Because of those bounding min and max. Out there. Let's see. I No, it's not being blocked by the geometry of the car because I've took the front end off for now. Just use them little weight boxes. In geometry I'm just using 2 weight boxes at the front for now. Okay, so we've made it bigger in the view geometry and things. We will see what appertains. This is the pain in the butt where you've got to copy now from whence you binarized it to, paste it into the server folder. Start your server with a navmeshgeneration.bat. All that is if you just DayZ 64 XC minus server minus mod equals, then put in your mod folders, and at the end minus mission. But the most important bit is minus config here, and that config is here. I'm not opening it up because my password's in there, but you get one by default. Just create your own, and the actual mission it's going to play is defined in there, not in the nav mesh thing here. Put what you want in there, it won't play it. Right, so the server's up. Let's refresh LAN. Found it, 12 milliseconds. Join my own. This is turning out to be rather longer than I had hoped. Once again I'll edit this bit. Okay, radiators at the ready. So there's a lot of scripts to go at yet. Where the you know, that hood geometry is blocking the thing there, isn't it? It's weird how you can take the radiator out now. We've got radiators but with no header. God, I can't believe that fucking animation. What's going on there? Ah, there we go. So let's look back there now what we just did. I extended, well, I got rid of that bounding box bollocks and I've made it bigger, haven't I? And the view geometry I made even bigger there. So let's do a wee experiment. Look at that now, it's really liking it, isn't it? Can we go attach it while the hood's up? No. So that kind of works, doesn't it? That you can't. It's a bit backwards that I can't take it out now. Whatever stupid reason. Oh, we did just see it actually. Yeah. So you can take it. It's just being stupid. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to establish why we fixed it. I think let's make it massive. Let's make this, right, so we're in the view geometry, called radiator. I'm going to make it absolutely huge. I'm going to do the same in the memory points. This may affect how it looks, its position. is what I'm trying to say. When it's proxied into the car, it may be adjusted because we've made it all bigger like that. But let's see if these are the things that define how easy it is to see the thing. Guess what, we've got to go into the game root folder, find Stratos, copy it, paste it to the server folder, start the nav mesh bat, which starts that server actually there. Go here, refresh just to make sure we can see the server again. There are 7 milliseconds and connect. Right, so let's just, oh yeah, you see how because we've enlarged it so much, it's affected how it was on the land. But I probably moved the wrong thing, to be honest. But now the things you're seeing here, yeah, look, you can see how we can pick that radiator up now, no problem. Can't attach it because the attached bit is on the car itself, isn't it? We haven't expanded that, so let's get an header out here. Too sweet. Rodney. Yeah, look how much more visible that is. Can't believe that. I wish that would go away. Like I said, the attached bit we haven't altered because that's on the car, but look, you can get that radiator from there now. Oh yeah, we've all learnt something here. Now let me just check what I altered. In view CE radius. Yeah, because I've put that right down there. It's now, well, you can, that's the bit that's touching the land, because when we put it down now, do we already do that? No. Look how easy that is now. So when we're putting it down on land now, you see that it's the min bounding box here. It's actually the land contact, isn't it? I don't know what would happen if we put like a new properties land contact and then put it here, one couple of points here, but that's something for your homework. But yeah, we've sussed that out and put that into there now. Like I said, we can't get the old spawn a bottle. And a few bottles. Can refill that from miles away. Okay, so it's either one or the other. It might be the view geometry in the item itself, or the memory min max. I'll leave you to work that one out and tell me all about your experience and what you learned. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helps. I hope it helps with a lot of things that you've got to put on the cards. It's hard work. Don't be hard on yourself and take your time, for God's sake. This is not a sprint at all. I've been doing it for a year or so now, and I cannot just get a car in without problems. I do eventually get a car in, but it's not plain sailing for me, and like I said, I've got a bit of knowledge behind me now. Anyway, see you all later. Bye bye for now. Enjoy.